Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma practitioners, when we look at our day-to-day life, we can see there are full of activities, we doing many things, involving with many situations. But when you look deeply, this everything is kind of like a mental experience, because without mind, this everything become nothing. So the behavior of the mind is very complicated, and just looking at the surface level of actions, we cannot recognize it. So it is not about others' actions. So the mostly we have to understand even within ourselves, because deeper our mind always related to this natural process of becoming. That's why we just call human being living beings. So this being is always depending on the nature. So we are kind of like a transform. It's a kind of like a transformer. When the natural energy come to us, we develop it and we transfer it. See, you know that the electricity, there are places they put transformer. So through the transformer, it increase the strength and the energy of the electricity, and then it send it to the next point. Because through one single wire, maybe it cannot go longer, because then the energy going to drop. So before it drop, what happening? You put a transformer and then it start to build up. It like a relay game. Change the button. So then other person run. So our life also same like that. We, with this worldly nature, this everything come to us, and what we does, we develop it and transform it. So then you have to be very careful, because you have to look what is the energy that you accept and what kind of energy that you increase, develop, transport. So then in day-to-day life, maybe you cannot work with everything, but at least look yourself, because no one to help you. Remember that is the ugly truth in this life. There is no one to help. You have to take the responsibility to yourself to be purified. So then you have to look yourself. Maybe overnight you cannot turn everything up and down, but start with very little tiny things, little mistakes that what we do, and we neglecting most of things. We don't care. We just allow things to be there like that. Look at the dust. It is not the huge piece of rock. It's not going to come into your house. No, it's come with the very tiny, and maybe it invisible. You cannot find it. You lock the doors, windows, but still it find a way somehow to come into your house. And as that the camera lens, they mostly protect it from dust. In case if any dust go inside, So whatever the picture take, it going to come with that reflection of the dust. But still there is a possibility that dust can go into it, even though it's sealed properly. But still, so same like ourselves, this worldly nature, greed, hatred, delusion, it's not going to come like a huge piece of attitude. No, it comes in a very tiny little way. So even the loving kindness, generosity, compassion, so that also the same, wisdom also the same. Maybe it's not going to come with a huge bundle of books. No, with the very tiny little thing, little actions. So in day-to-day life, rather than focusing to the big actions, take care of yourself with the very little things in day-to-day life. So whatever you see, maybe you deeper in your mind, it indicate you have to do this, don't do this mistake right away. You have to listen to that and get out of it. And in case if you can fix something, you have to do it. Even just washing cup of, your tea cup, coffee cup, even just washing your plate. Maybe if it is didn't do properly, you see it. So then right away do it. If you cannot clean your own teacup or coffee cup or your own plate, forget about this, cleaning your mind and attaining to enlightenment. It's not going to happen. So when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, the one of the important thing, not the meditation. No, in day-to-day activities, it called vata. So the vata means there are certain duties as monks when we in the temple or the school, in the meditation center. When we go there, maybe 100 monks there, but still each and every person get their own responsibilities to do some service, maybe cleaning or maybe preparing food or dana, or maybe providing water or take caring plants. So like that, many different, each and every week or month, they change that your duties. So it called vata. So if you cannot perform that, remember, it's your responsibility doing things properly, with these material things. If you cannot do it properly, that's mean you cannot go in this spiritual path developing it. So then remember, in day-to-day life, with little things, whatever the activities you perform, make it very nice, clean, with the respect, do it. So deeply, then it become the attitude. Then it become your mental culture. And then when you sit for that one moment of any single moment of awareness, you're going to be complete. So these little things will help you end of this journey. Remember that sometimes you may run 20 miles marathon, but end of the last 100 meters, in case any tiny muscle in your leg start to give you pain, maybe that all the miles you run, you're going to lose. So same thing with the everything in day-to-day life. Maybe you prepare your children to become somebody in the future, but you don't care these little things in day-to-day activities. So then sometimes when they have their own life, they're going to have a big trouble. And when they're going to get married with another, the girl or boy completely from different culture, or maybe different background, and suddenly start to live with this person, and the whole life going to become very difficult. These tiny little things, it make problems to people. So, but if you develop these little things in day-to-day life, as a person, you know, just averagely for a day, you have a very clear mind, comfortable life for you, and that at the same time, other people become comfortable around you. That is very necessary. In this spiritual path, remember, without that, you cannot go anywhere. So that is the foundation. So when it comes to conventional life, and then conventional life, we have to develop it with the mindfully, carefully, respectfully. If you cannot become anything, any situation, without dividing to good or bad, even for the bad things, even for the unhappy situations, even with the very mean people, remember, respect, respect for that, accept it. It's okay. No one going to be forever here. No. Then especially the situations when it come with your husband, wife, children, friends, and family members. When your husband or wife, when with your children or parents, when they become very mean, with the long pace, it's very difficult for you. But it is okay. Accept it. That acceptance going to make you more stronger. So in Buddhism, we talk about the compassion, loving kindness, generosity. Remember, it is not regarding you perform this everything in a very nice situation. You have to perform this, activate this when the situation become more ugly. Otherwise, when the situation is so good, with the good people, you cannot practice loving kindness. You cannot practice generosity with the generous people. This person very greedy, very mad, angry. Can you practice the generosity with that person? That is where you become more powerful, and then you develop immunity. It's kind of like you develop a vaccination for the greed, hatred, and the jealousy, ignorance around you. Then you don't get disturbed out of it. That is where the true compassion comes. But mostly, when somebody nice to us, we think, oh, becoming nice to that person is compassion. When somebody say everything, oh, you doing good, and accepting that and say nice things regarding that person is not the love. When somebody blamed you, when somebody criticize you, when somebody try to destroy you, and at that moment, if you can have the love without accepting anything, or even without reflecting that other person whatever done, without unconditionally, if you can come to a point, you open your heart with the love and thinking, may this person be well and happy, may this person get out of this ignorance and find the wisdom. That is where you become more powerful and stronger, and that is where you going to become a role model for loving kindness and compassion and generosity. But mostly we become generous. Oh, we practicing generosity. You do things only for nice people. It is okay, you have to do it for that. But how about when a situation comes, you have to handle with somebody, not nice. Because mostly in our life, we all going to have that. Why? Because that is the current of the world. We all have to go through. So then how you can start? Start with the little tiny day-to-day activities. When you get unpleasant, when you become unhappy, When you become sad, worry, disappointed in that moment, rather than reflecting on it right away, bring the opposite side of that and start to perform yourself. And when you see your own mistakes, correct it right away. And no one going to see. Maybe you go to bathroom, you in your bedroom, or maybe you doing something, you eating, or yourself, you at home, no one around you, you know. So whatever you do, maybe you watching TV, and after that the way you keep the remote, or maybe after you drink cup of tea, no one around you, no one going to come and tell anything to you. The way you keep the cup, and when we practice martial art, one day in Sri Lanka, we used to practice with one of our Japanese master, Aikido. And one day when we practice, and after that when we come out of the class, we saw all our slippers, shoes, everything, you know and the master didn't tell anything to us, and he organized this everything very nice way. We felt kind of like so guilty and shame, you know why the master did that way. And then that day he gave us a lesson. Remember, somebody before they come to class, they come to the in front of the class, in front of the door, and they see the way you keep your slippers or your shoes, and they recognize it doesn't matter what the belt you carrying in your body. So they recognize what kind of mind you carry in your head. If you cannot keep it properly, nicely organized, remember, forget about, and he mentioned, forget about getting into the life, finding a job, getting married, and finding a good position in society. Don't think about it. Why? Because you're going to destroy you, and not only that, lot of people going to get the pain out of your life. So that is very true. Later we understood that, and that's how we learn these things through the journey of this life. So then remember, when it come to meditation, the same. It is not you just sitting and closing your eyes, you know, and you cannot go deeper. So then remember, get into little actions that you perform yourself, and correct it with you, for you, not for anybody else. You are the one who going to get the benefit out of it. It is not somebody going to appreciate it. It is not about you depending on others' opinions. No, it brings the clarity to yourself. It brings the self-satisfaction to yourself. That self-satisfaction, that self-clarity, develop the ability to see. That is how it connected to meditation. So develop that. When you develop it little by little for yourself, that become a profitable skill. Otherwise, this anything not going to come out of the sky. No any aliens come and going to put it to your head. It's not going to happen. So this the Buddha's teaching, especially when it comes to this tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation. It completely independent yourself, your own effort, with the understanding and with the clarity of your mind. You have to deal regarding your life, not about anything else. Other everything going to be okay. Seasons will come on time, it going to change. The people will come to your life and they're going to go. Situations will appear, it going to change. All the world conditions going to go that way, nothing going to be permanent with you. But the thing is that whatever the way that you develop in your mind, the lifestyle, the attitude, the way you behave within yourself. Remember, even though we drop this body here like this, We're going to transform that energy to another body. We're going to appear it like with that. Even you become an animal, you're going to come with that. Even you become a human, you're going to come with that. Even you become an angel or deity, you're going to come with that. So then remember, this is who you are today. Look yourself and go get into deeper. Investigate yourself. Get the very clear understanding regarding who you are today. You no need to worry about yesterday. So be very clear and recognize yourself. This is who I am. And then see, is there anything that you want to change? Is there anything that you think, I no need to take this with me for tomorrow? Once you see that, drop it. Maybe you cannot drop a lot of things. Just remember, if you in this very lifetime able to drop one thing, you win. One single thing, that's enough. You're going to win. Why? Because it become a profitable skill. Then next lifetime, you're going to drop one thing. Next life, you're going to drop one thing. No one can stop. You're going to get into the liberation. That is what called sotapatti. You know, the entering to the stream level. Because once you get into the stream and you go with the current. So this is what you have to develop in your habit. So once you get into that habitual pattern, no one can stop and you know you're doing this. So with that, I'm going to give a little story during Buddha's time. This is a story called Tela Patta Jataka. So one time Buddha had a conversation with monks. So the Tela Patta means, the Patta means bowl. Tela means oil. So oil bowl, or it's kind of like oil basket. With that example, Buddha gave a sermon. So in that discussion, this is how it starts. So Buddha mentioned to monks in day-to-day life how you have to take care of yourself and how you have to be mindful and how you have to be wise when you live yourself. And then Buddha mentioned it's kind of like this. There is a prisoner, the king ordered him to keep the bucket of oil, full of bucket and oil or bowl of oil, and walk through the city, and wherever the beautiful ladies dancing, and at the same time there is a soldier behind him having a sword and holding the sword behind him, in case if he drop one single drop of oil because of he get disturbed out of that dancing girls, and he going to get cut his neck. So like that you have to walk in day-to-day life knowingly. Always there is a trouble going to come, there is a mara behind you, there is a shadow of trouble, difficulties always in this world, and there are opportunities always going to get distractions. So then monks asked from Buddha, oh venerable sir, is it possible? Maybe it cannot do that way. So then Buddha said, this story, this is what called Tela Patta Jataka. The Buddha mentioned, no, it is possible. So it is possible, only thing is this, the Tela Patta, the oil bucket is kind of like the Kayanupassana or Kaya Gata Sati. That means contemplating the body, awareness of the body. And other thing is, you should know somebody behind you and trying to cut your neck if you made a mistake. So if you know that, this is possible. But the thing is, mostly we get into trouble without knowingly. So once you know you can do this. Then Buddha mentioned there was a story like this. Long time ago. So it's kind of like a once upon a time, there was a king called Brahmadatta. So during that time, that for that Brahmadatta king, there were 100 children, young children, boys. And the Buddha, and he was the Bodhisattva. So during that time, and he was the youngest son in that family. So before him, 99 brothers. So this Bodhisattva thought, I cannot get the kingship. I cannot become the king in this kingdom. Why? Because 99 brothers before me, elder brothers. So it is better I go to forest. And then one day, there were some monks came to the palace for dana. So after offering the dana, this youngest child came. Our Bodhisattva came to these monks and told, you know, in this kingdom, I will never going to be the king. Why? I have 99 brothers. So I was thinking to go to forest. And then this monks told, of course, that monks was kind of like a Pacheka Buddha. So this monks told, and seeing the future and told, so there is a city called Taksala, 100 miles away from this city. If you go there within 7 days, you're going to be the king in that Taksila or in that city. But remember, going there is not easy, very difficult. And all the difficulties going to be, all the demons going to come behind you. So if you can protect yourself, behave yourself, and you can go there, if you go there, you're going to be the king. So this Bodhisattva thought, oh, that is better. Waiting here, with this 99 brothers, forget about it. I'm going to go. And he got ready. Then his other 4 brothers came and asked, where are you going? And he told, I'm going to go to Taksala. Oh, it is far away. It doesn't matter. I go there. Then these 4 brothers told, we also going to come with you. Then he told, no, don't come. Why? Because this journey is so difficult. On the way, there are a lot of barriers, hindrance. If you come with me, maybe you're not going to make the journey happen. So then they somehow told, no, don't worry about us. We're going to come. So then 5 of them leave the city and then start the journey. On the way, so what happened? They came to a city, carnival. It's kind of like Las Vegas, open carnival, beautiful girls everywhere. Then they stopped there. When the next day morning, when they're ready to leave, one brother told, my legs hurting, my back hurting. I feel kind of like a dizzy. I think I cannot go. It is better I stop here. So then one brother stopped there and other 4 start the journey. Then what happened? They came to the next city. And that city, they saw all the beautiful music, everything that all the singers, dancers, and the music. As you know, that there are some very famous cities in America. It is famous for music. So like that, this city, all the music, and they somehow stay there. At night, they spend the night, and the very next day, when they're ready to go, then one brother told, I think I cannot go anymore. I think about my other brother, and I am more closer to him if I stay here. I don't want to leave him there. So like that, he start to tell all the reasons about his brother, and he want to take care of him. So like that. So somehow he stay there. And then three, start the journey. Then then they came to the next night. And that it's kind of like a Las Vegas international, buffet. All the food, everything, anything you can eat there. So the very next day, one brother told, you know, I think this journey not going to happen. You wasting your time. So like that, many things told. And then he stopped there. And then they start the journey. And the fourth night came. At the fourth night, what happened? It was a sandalwood, all the building sandalwood and all the perfume. It's like, the France. So all the best perfume smell everywhere. So nice, flowers and everything. So then the next day morning, that brother told, I miss all my three brothers. So I want to maybe stay closer to them. I don't want to make this, journey happen. This is not going to work. So like that, he start to tell many things. And then this Bodhisattva himself, the youngest brother himself, will start the journey. Once he start the journey, now he close to the Taxila, that city. So what happened? There was a beautiful girl came behind him. And he knew this is a trap. But this girl weeping and talking to him, try to call him with all the nice word, oh my brother, oh my friend, help me. So like that, he come behind. But he knew this is a trap. So what he did, he went forward himself. And somehow he came to the Taxila. And before he entered to the city, at that day, in the evening, uh, before he entered to the city, and he take rest outside the palace. So this beautiful girl came to the city, and the king got the news. There was a beautiful girl in front of the palace gate. So the king came and saw this beautiful girl, and he got entrapped with that and told, oh sister, come, I going to take care of you. How at night you going to stay here? Like that. And the king took the girl inside the palace and closed the gate. Now, kingdom closed. So this Bodhisattva in front of the gate, and he spent the night. So what happened at night? That girl, like a girl, it came a demon. So what it did? It destroyed, it killed everybody in the palace, even the king, queen, everybody. And by the morning, when they opened the palace, and they saw only the dead bodies. And then a whole city came and gathered, and they knew the newcomer, the stranger in front of the gate, and they start to ask, who are you? You are the one who did like this way, like that. And then he told, no. So everybody saw this beautiful girl came on the way. The people knew. So then the Bodhisattva told, remember, yesterday that behind me, there was a girl came. That's a demon. So I knew that. That's why I didn't get into that. But what happened? The king, and he got emotions, and he trapped with that, and he took inside the palace. So then what happened? This demon killed this everybody. So then all the city gathered and told, oh, you are so wise and you can control yourself and you have so much self-discipline. You are the best to be the king in this kingdom. And they gave the kingdom to him. So this is what the Buddha mentioned. And with that example, and Buddha mentioned, if you know, if you recognize something as what this is, what is coming behind you, you're going to be okay. But mostly, what happened to us? We don't recognize it. We don't recognize the danger. We don't recognize the the whatever behind it. We always think everything nice. So that's why we get into trap. So nothing wrong with the world, nothing wrong with you, nothing wrong with anybody. Only thing what? Just see and recognize the true nature. That's it. Once you recognize the true nature, yourself you can protect. Another thing is, remember that poor brothers stop on the way and telling many things. That is the way our mind. It never going to say the true nature. It never going to show you true nature. Your mind, my mind, our mind the same. So when somebody say, I have a headache, I have a shoulder pain, I have a knee pain, remember, don't focus to knee or head or shoulder. Look what happened yesterday. Or look around the life and see what is going on with the life. Maybe there is something else. But mostly as people, sometimes we cannot tell things directly by words. There are very few people can have like that conversations. Mostly through the emotions, it going to vomit through our body. So then remember yourself, even with the children, as parents, sometimes they're not going to come to you and ask us something, and they say something else. And as husband, wife, when a situation come, they're not going to directly come and tell to you. So it's going to come mostly as a pain or unsatisfaction or disease or difficulty or kind of like that. So see that how the poor brothers told things, but their attachment was something, but they didn't want to mention, oh, I like this place, I want to stay here. No, they told, my leg hurt, oh, I want to be with my brother, I want to be close to them, so this is not going to work. So like that way, our inner defilement, our inner sanskara, or sometimes five hindrance, kama, chanda, vyabhada, tinamidda, uddacha, kukkucha, vichikicha. So five hindrance come as a physical pain, physical laziness, difficulty, like that way. So then yourself also be careful. When you have any kind of physical pain or difficulty, look, maybe there is a deeper reason behind that you don't see. Why? Because this life is kind of like an iceberg. So what you see on the surface level is very tiny little, but deeper inside the ocean, it is so big. So then while you practicing tranquility meditation, you see the surface level very clearly, but to see the depth, you have to go to the vipassana. When you able to practice the vipassana, remember, when somebody say, oh, my shoulder pain, I have a shoulder, you say from where it comes. That is the beauty of clarity of the mind. When somebody say, oh, I don't want to do that, you see from where it comes. It brings the clarity to you. You don't need any someone else to someone else advice to recognize what is going on in life. You recognize what is happening. So once you see, you done. But mostly we don't see. So that's why in Buddha's teaching, in the Satipatthana Sutra, again and again, that mostly repeat one word called pajanati. Pajanati means knowing yourself. That is the beginning of wisdom. So knowing others, behalf of you, knowing friends, knowing your parents, knowing other people, not the real understanding. Yourself, just learn to know. That is what called pajana, self-experience. That will open the door to your liberation. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi diga yuko bhava. Ettavata cha ammi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.